Going for boost. Well, I think going for boost if you're a boost merchant, like someone like AJ or someone, you go for boost.
100% of the time.
Yes.
Always, every second of every game. Ball's going in your net, don't worry about it. Go get the boost and make sure you've got the full 100 to celebrate with the other team.
Oh God. Never. Yeah, never. Always go for ball.
Yeah.
Number one rule of Rocket League.
Welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, where three aggressively average Rocket League players talk about everything RLCS with your hosts, Ace, Code Red Jack, Kyle Cube, and AJ Binky. So, if you've ever wondered when the best time to go for Boost Over Ball is, you've come to the right place.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Listeners new and old, thank you so much for tuning into the Boost Over Ball podcast. I'm Kyle K Cube, one of your hosts, and today I'm joined by my other co-hosts, Ace and AJ Binky. How are you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Doing a lot better now that I have a burrito in my belly.
Fair.
Oh, everybody's doing better when they get burritos in their belly.
Oh, you know it.
What's not to like about a good burrito?
The after effects.
Fair.
Not when you make them yourself.
Fair. Well, let's jump right on into it. We just had an exciting weekend of the EU Spring Cup. We'll kind of break down the results here. So, starting off with the round one, upper and lower brackets, we're looking at Carmine Corp beating Devil Fruit, PSG Tundra beating SA, Oxygen Esports sweeps Monaco Esports, G1 loses to Guild Esports, Liquid beats, I don't even know that name,
Fast
F forward. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Moist sweeps Fax Stop. All right. Let's see. Vitality 3-1 over two and a half.
Men.
2.5 men. Okay, I assumed. All right. BDS sweeping Luna Galaxy. And then looking down the lower brackets, you got Sub beating Devil Fruit, G1 beating Monaco, Fast Forward losing to Fax Stop, and 2.5 men beating Luna Galaxy.
All right, so I'll move on to upper bracket quarterfinals. K-Corp beating Tundra 3-1. Oxygen losing to Guild 3-2. Moist taking down Liquid 3-1. Vitality beating BDS 3-1. BDS beating SA 3-0. Liquid beat G1 3-1. Oxygen beating Fufax Dop 3-1. And Tundra kicking out 2.5 men 3-1.
Thank God Fufadop is out, so we don't have to try and say that name anymore. Moving on to losers bracket round 3, we have BDS eliminating Team Liquid 3-1. We have Oxygen eliminating PSG Tundra 3-1. Moving on to upper bracket semifinals, we have Carmine Corp sweeping Guild and Vitality sweeping Moist. Guild's run was then ended in the lower bracket quarterfinals by BDS as BDS wins 4-2, and Moist take out Oxygen in a Game 7 thriller 4-3.
Okay, well, moving on to lower bracket semis, you got BDS and Moist going to Game 7 with BDS winning 4-3. And then, this is where it gets real exciting. So, upper bracket finals, you have Vitality sweeping Carmine Corp. And it was, they were somewhat close games, but it was pretty one-sided. And then that sends Carmine Corp down to lower bracket to face off against Team BDS in the lower bracket final, and they sweep Team BDS, going back into the grand final to rematch with Vitality. They pull off a bracket reset, beating Vitality 4-1. And then after the bracket reset, Vitality ends up winning overall 4-2. It was an exciting series, but Vitality, yet again, is just making the case that they're the best right now pretty handedly.
Yeah, this is the first bracket reset of the year of this split for any region, and it's an interesting. I mean, that's a lot of Rocket League. That's 11 games of Rocket League in the grand finals, so definitely giving the viewers what they want, and that's more of some of the best Rocket League we've seen in a long time.
It's a lot of Rocket League this weekend. Good lord.
Yeah, true.
Man, imagine having to play that much
Well, I mean,
at that level.
I mean, Vitality kind of made up for it, though, speed running the rest of the freaking tournament.
Yeah,
True.
they dropped 2 games before the grand finals. That's, I mean, if you look overall, the entire tournament, they dropped 3 games. Or wait, no, 5 games total.
Yeah, just enough to lose one series.
Yeah.
No, I lied. 6, 7. They dropped 8 games total.
Wait, what?
Because they lost
Where you
to
at?
Carmine Corp in the bracket
Yeah.
reset, so that's 4 losses.
6, 7, 8. Yep.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong numbers. I'm good at this.
But I mean, still, it's an extremely impressive run.
Yeah, and I think they keep their streak alive. They haven't lost a tournament since they got Zen, right?
This is correct.
All right. So, the big teams dropping games round 1. We got Carmine losing 1 game to Devil Fruit. Fantastic name, by the way.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Liquid losing to Front 4-Wheel Drive. Losing 1 game, not like
Yeah.
losing the match. Yeah, that's what I meant by that. Then we got Vitality dropping 1 game to 2.5 Men. This is just warm-ups for the weekend. What happened?
I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. I after covering the closed qualifier and the open qualifier with Atomic for EU, 2.5 Men, 4-wheel fast forward, and Devil Fruit looked pretty good like throughout those tournaments. I mean, they're playing against different competition, right? But I thought that they looked better than that. I mean, I thought that potentially Monaco may have a shot at beating Oxygen, but that was not the case at all. So I mean, you've seen Sub beat some good teams before, but none of the open or closed qualifier teams could get it done.
Then we got Guild taking down G1 and Oxygen. Guild kind of looked pretty good this tournament.
They did.
What's up with that?
Maybe a little bit of Lewis P's coming out party. He looked fantastic. He had a lot of really good goals, some great solo plays, and that, in my opinion, really is kind of the surprise of the tournament. Guild making it to upper bracket semifinals. That's kind of the only thing I didn't really have, that I didn't see in the possibilities.
Oh, all right.
Ace, what do you think?
Honestly, I feel like we kind of go down this rabbit hole a little bit each tournament. There's usually one of these guys that just has an excellent run, and you love to see it, right? Yeah, like NRG, those guys, that newish team that nobody knows of, but sometimes they do good things. I mean, honestly, I would say Oxygen is one of those, because every now and then Oxygen just pops off. But for the most part, I mean, good for Guild. They absolutely killed it this tourney.
I mean, looking at it, similarly to the NA Spring Cup, you think about like Optic, right? So Optic did the same thing. They won 2 upper bracket rounds. They got to the upper bracket semifinals, and then day 2 started and they shit the bed, right? They lost 2 series straight, and that looks like what happened to Guild. Although the level of competition for them is a little bit different, coming up against Carmine Corp and BDS, both top 3 teams. So, I don't know if it's exactly the same, but I mean, it's, a great day 1 followed by a catastrophic day 2.
That's the pre-Daniel V1 curse.
Fair.
Shit the bed day 2. All right, Moist. Moist looked good.
They did look really good.
Moist, let's see. They lost to Vitality. Well, okay, they got swept by Vitality in upper bracket semifinals, which
Most teams
So
got
did
swept by Vitality, though.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then they beat Oxygen, and then almost took down BDS, but they ended up losing that one in the lower bracket semifinal, 4-3.
Yeah.
But
In an overtime game.
oh, these look close.
Yeah, I mean that was a fun series to watch. It was back and forth, a lot of high scoring games, and Cash, the Cash Cannon looked like he was out in force. His striking ability was very
Cash
prevalent.
Money.
And him and Joyo brought out the Mustang Mach-E for the tournament.
I missed it.
They were both rocking that, and Juicy was rocking the Fennec.
It's awesome.
But
It's always fun seeing new things like that. Who was the? Oh, there was another one recently. Was it Banana Head? At
I think it was Banana Head.
San Diego.
Yeah.
What was he playing? It was in the first game of a series, and he used some ridiculous body that nobody uses.
Yeah, I don't know.
That man. That man knows what's up. He knows how to win over a crowd.
Yeah. But Ace, did you see anything out of Moist that you weren't expecting, or do you think that they're kind of really trying to stake their claim to get into that top 4, top 5 of EU? As we approach closer and closer to the major.
I mean, I would say as far as EU, like it's pretty undisputed who 1 and 2 are, and then it starts to really get muddied up, right? It used to be pretty clear that 3-4 you're looking at Liquid and Moist, right? But now BDS is back. So, I mean, top 5, you're looking at those 5. Now, do I think that Moist is making a strong argument that they are now number 3? I don't think so. I think BDS is making a stronger argument. I think that you give Liquid and Moist 30 games and they'll each win 15, right? It really depends. So I'm not seeing anything special out of them, but I mean, I'm not an expert. I was an expert like 3 episodes ago, but I gave that up.
Right.
Okay.
As long as we had that clarification in there.
I was a previous expert, washed expert.
Yeah, former expert.
Previously known as expert to my friends.
The artist formerly known as expert.
Yes, precisely.
All right, so we got to talk about it. The beast of Vitality. They got back-to-back regionals, and they're looking darn good doing it. When did they lose? When are they going down?
I don't know. That I don't know. That
Are they gonna go down? Yeah. Ace?
I would say, I don't know. Because remember, beginning of the season, I was all about Gen G because they were doing the exact same thing. And now look at them, right? I think that there's a lot to be said about the common phrase of figuring them out. And I think that before we get to Worlds, at least, I mean, probably before the major, we're going to see, I mean, these teams are going to spend the next week or two, because I think we have a little bit of a break here. I think that a lot of teams are going to spend a week or two doing nothing but studying up on Vitality and picking apart their weaknesses. And we'll see if it is something along the same lines as Gen G. Is this something that people can figure out, or are they just that much better? I think I think we have to wait and see on that one.
I think you're right. I mean, Vitality has certainly looked fantastic after the addition of Zen. Radosin seems to have been, a man possessed the past 2 regionals. He's looked fantastic. He's had great striking. His defense has been good. I mean, it looks like Alpha's been reinvigorated by the addition of Zen. And, he looks like he's, almost back to prime Alpha that, we were seeing with
Kano. Not with, Zen on your side.
Yeah, I mean, like, those two have been playing fantastically. Oh, and also you've now added maybe one of the best players in the world in Zen, certainly one of the most mechanical players in the world. And, that seems like a recipe for success for most teams, let alone a team that already has 2 world-class players on their team. So, and they're all French, too, which, probably could have led with that one, so they have to be good.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a buff in and of itself.
Yeah. But, so, I mean, I do have to talk about Karmine Corp taking, getting the bracket reset, looking pretty dominant. Although you look at, that, especially that, the end of that first series, the beginning of that second series, game 3, or game 4, game 5 of series 1 went to overtime. Game 1, 2, 3 of series 2 went to overtime. Almost all of them are 1-goal games. Almost all of them are super close. They look, very evenly matched. Karmine Corp is a team that likes to get out. They like to, they play some really good defense. They score a lot of goals. Itachi had, a great afternoon. I guess it'd be evening for them, but, they played very well. Zen had some good goals, and Radosin, I thought, played out of his mind, and that's kind of my key to Vitality ultimately winning that series in the bracket reset. But, hats off to Karmine Corp for, sticking with it, being able to come back after getting swept by Vitality, 45 minutes before, and, almost sweeping them again. So,
Yeah, the grand final I thought was the first series I thought was gonna go to Game 7, and then I was watching the second series, and I thought that was gonna go to Game 7. Like, it was all so ridiculously close that it felt like either one of them easily could have taken any one of those games.
Well, and and that kind of
So close.
builds upon the point of did Karmine Corp start to figure them out? Because you go from being swept to getting a bracket reset and then almost winning the second set, right? Because 4-2 is not that far apart. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens, but Karmine Corp really showed some grit in this one. Because what was that? Today alone they played 12, 15 games, something like that. I can't math.
God, there are so many good plays in that game 1 of the bracket reset.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, I think wasn't game 1 the one that they lost because of the really bad back pass into the zone net?
In series 1, yeah, that did happen.
Oh man, that was so funny. That was a me level play right there.
Going back to just game 1 of the bracket reset, I mean, I'm looking at the stats right now, right? And Karmine Corp had 18 shots, and Vitality had 19 shots. I mean, it's incredible in a 3-2 game, and then for there to be, 10 saves from Vitality and 12 saves from Karmine Corp. It's just an incredible amount of shots in a, almost 6-minute overtime game. Just a truly an awesome series to watch. And if you didn't catch the games this weekend, that might be, the BDS Moist series for me is the best series of the tournament. But, this is a very close second. I think definitely, especially in the bracket reset series, that was an awesome time. But with that being said, we can jump forward to our biggest winners and losers of the weekend, starting out with our biggest losers. For me, first off, it's G1, dropping out earlier than they would have wanted to and losing ground to teams like Moist and BDS in the rankings. Their spot in the spring major is now looking more in doubt than it ever has. The second one I have is a group of teams. It'd be the bubble teams, quote unquote. Teams like 2.5 Men, Devil Fruit, Fufadop, Fast Forward, Monaco. The teams that came through the open and the closed qualifier. No, bubble team made it out of past round 2. None of them really made much noise in round 1. Whereas Atomic and I were talking last week on the Chalked cast that maybe Monaco had have a chance against Oxygen, or somebody would be able to take an upset, but that was not the case. And last but not least, my third loser for this event was Karmine Corp's stranglehold on EU. After getting swept in the upper bracket and losing 4-2 in the bracket reset, that's 2 regionals in a row that Karmine Corp have been able to win. That Vitality have been able to win. Sorry, Karmine Corp did not make the grand finals in the last regional. I think it's now Vitality's region to lose. So good to see Vitality firing on all cylinders. But if you're Karmine Corp, maybe a little bit nerve wracking to see them performing as well as they are. What do you guys think? Did I miss anybody, or do you kind of agree with what I was saying?
I agree. Blue wall's
Same.
coming crumbling down.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, they definitely showed some hint that they might be fighting back, and not just ready to roll over and give up their or the best position. But yeah, at the moment it's solidly Vitality in EU.
Yeah, makes sense to me. But moving on to our biggest winners of the week. First, I got Moist. A return to form. Finding the top 4 is a great result for them. Cash had talked before the event that he never grinded hard for a regional. It looked like it showed. He had a fantastic showing. Him and Joyo were really popping off. A great showing from them. And, quite frankly, 1 goal away from a lower bracket final in a top 3. So certainly a good return to form for them as they keep their major and world championship hopes alive with that one. Secondly would be BDS. That's back-to-back top 3s for them. Great progress from their previous 2 splits where they've kind of been non-existent. It's a lot to build off of moving into the last regional event of the split, the Invitational. They've certainly done themselves a lot of favors, putting themselves back into contention for the world's wild card, and they have everything to play for. And I think that the motivation that they have in the play that they've been able to achieve thus far will help propel them into a major berth here in Boston. And last but not least, I got Hogan Mode. Even though they did not play in this event after going out in the closed qualifiers, everything fell their way with other bubble teams not performing as well as they needed to and dropping out early. So their season is not over. They will be playing in the Spring Invitational, and technically speaking, their chances at the Spring Major are very, very slim, but they have not been eliminated from competition yet. So they have everything to play for as well. What do you guys think of my list here, and how wrong was I?
Again, I think that you covered the bases. I mean, obviously there's other huge winners that we've already covered when we go through the bracket. Mainly for me, I think the biggest winner of EU right now is Vitality and their huge change in their form. But BDS, yes, totally different team now that they have Rise.
Yeah, did you mention Vitality, Q?
They were not on my list. No, I kind of wanted to. I was trying to stick a little bit away from the most obvious one.
The expected ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's Vitality? I haven't heard of them before.
Yeah. That team that got. Never mind.
Yeah, may have swept Karmine Corp once
or twice.
That team. Yeah.
I was gonna say the team that got perfect swept by version 1 back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't this team. It wasn't with Zen.
It was far from this team.
I am so stoked to see what happens at Boston. Is it just that Vitality is that good in EU, or are they that good overall? It's going to be absolutely phenomenal to see.
We about to find out.
Yeah, we are. That's so I'm so stoked. All right. Well, moving on to our next little area, we're going to talk about predictions. I was not on the episode last week, so I didn't have to be wrong.
So therefore, you were perfect in your predictions.
Yeah, my predictions were perfect, but it looks like if I'm not here, you guys seem to know what you're talking about because you both look like you nailed it. AJ better is, of course, right?
Well,
AJ is better.
Yep.
Yeah. So you both got Vitality and KC in the top 4. AJ, you got BDS. Kyle got Moist. You both missed on Liquid, and then AJ correctly predicted that Vitality is going to win. Kyle was going for a long shot. It looks like he predicted Liquid, but did not. I'm gonna guess. I need to actually listen to the last episode. I'm gonna guess he said, "I'm gonna call my dark horse Liquid."
I'm almost positive I said that.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Get it? Because Liquid's mascot is a horse, Dark Horse?
Yeah,
Ha-ha.
Yes. It's been funny every time you've said it.
And it's even funnier when you explain it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I had to be a little bit
Explaining
different.
jokes is awesome.
I had to be a little bit different in the predictions, and I mean,
Yeah.
but quite frankly, is it really us being better at predicting, or is it just that EU is easy to predict because there's a top 5, right? So we both you just pick 4 of those top 5, and then Vitality to win, and you've
Which is
got
what we did.
at least 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
killed
very
it.
fair.
Good
Yeah.
work, Cube.
But AJ, you win this round. You get to do the.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, all the fans were applauding you for that one, for the win there. Nice job.
All right. What do we got? Rankings.
Oh yeah.
So top 5 are going to the major. Right now it's sitting at Vitality, sitting up on their high horse. I don't know, some dumb phrasing that would work with Liquid but not Vitality. Carmine Corp, BDS, Liquid, and Moist. Vitality 52 points. Well, I don't like that it does the 3rd regional points included in this.
That's already been established though. The Invitationals, the top 16 teams by points rankings.
Yeah.
So
That's fair, I
they already
suppose.
know who's going to that one.
Yeah, I know. But they haven't played it yet.
True, but they get 4 points for qualifying.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so Vitality has 52, Carmine Corp has 37, BDS 36, Team Liquid 33, and Moist 28. That is top 5 right now.
So in my eyes, there's 2 teams that are notably missing: G1 and Oxygen, both teams that made the Winter Major, which AJ and I were at, and they're not. Currently Oxygen is sitting 7 points outside of a spot. G1 is sitting 12 points out of a spot. Do they have a shot? Is there any way that they kind of can make a run at it? What do you guys think?
I feel
No.
like it's Moist's spot to lose, to be honest. I think
You think they're going to, though?
no. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. I think the top 5 is pretty much settled with the nearest person behind Moist being PSG Tundra, right? So really all Moist has to do is not get eliminated early and they're good. So really it's Moist's spot to lose. I think the top 5 are pretty settled and we know who we're going to be seeing at Boston.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just need to not lose to PSG, Guild, or Oxygen, and then from there it's kind of pretty much
As long
set.
as nothing completely ridiculous happens in the next regional, I think those are going to be the teams. But you know what? No, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say those are the 5 teams we see from the EU region.
I'm going to go on
It's
that
a-
same limb and agree with you.
I feel like it's a pretty safe limb. Like,
Yeah, let's hope it's sturdy enough to hold both of us. Are you joining us, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason to pick differently, right? They've been, they've kind of established themselves in the past 2 regionals as like the top 5 of EU. Those aren't reflected so far yet in the full rankings, due to Vitality's dominance in this most recent split. But I think with a win here and a good performance at the major, I think that this will be the 5 EU teams that are at the top of the full rankings heading into the World Championships. But I think with BDS currently in 6th in the full rankings, and G1 still sitting there too, I think that it's possible that we see 7 teams from EU making the wild card at the World Championships. So these teams have a lot of things to play for, and every point matters, legitimately, especially because like Guild and Oxygen are sitting 1 point behind PSG. PSG is 6 points behind Moist. Like, it's close. It's very close. But I would agree with you guys. I think it's Moist's spot to lose. I'd love to see another El Splashy Co. In person.
Yeah. And we get to see more than likely get to see was it Charlie on the commentator booth again? That was fun
Yeah.
at Worlds.
You ready to get wet?
The one day I had COVID.
Yeah. Let's get wet.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's move on from this, and we're gonna go around the world. We'll start with APAC here. APAC, we got Elevate. They win in the upper brackets, 4-1 over Paradigm. Top 4 APAC, we're looking at Elevate, Paradigm, the Patriots, and NIMT 5-5.
Yeah, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on that one.
All right.
Well,
South America. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was gonna say, well, I like that both of you guys knew it was Fufadop, and you let me say Fafaxop Dop or whatever.
Well, that's
like
what they were
3
saying on the
times.
broadcast.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
No, Fufadop
It's
makes a
different
lot of
every
sense
time I
after
hear
I've
it.
heard it.
Yeah, but they said they said it the way you said it on the broadcast.
Fufaxdop?
Yes,
Wait, what?
yeah, that's what I say.
that's what Johnny was saying on the broadcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Fufadop sounds better.
It's easier to say,
Sounds a lot
in my
better.
opinion, but
It's also just a terrible team name. Change your name.
Yeah, no kidding.
put a
You
picture in
picked up a
Liquipedia. You,
better team name.
Yeah,
how hard is it to put a picture in Liquipedia? Come on.
Yeah, no kidding.
exactly.
Jeez.
All right, now
Amateurs.
we're heading to South America. The Ninjas in Pajamas win from upper bracket 4-3 over W7M Esports. Oh, is this no? That's Middle East is what I'm thinking, where they like substitute some of their letters that with numbers or whatever.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
I,
what I'm
I
talking
think
about?
yeah, I think it is just W7.
Like Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, top 4 of Crew, Secret, W7M, and Ninjas in Pajamas. So I'm gonna go out and say I was surprised by W7M. Never heard of that team.
Yeah, they actually
Obviously.
beat Team Secret in lower bracket semifinals, then beat Crew in the lower bracket finals to make the grand finals. So good on them, good showing.
Wow.
Ninjas in Pajamas took out Team Secret and Crew to make their way into grand finals. So they took out the Giants to get there. So good on them. With that being
Oh.
said, thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to rate us wherever you listen to podcasts, as it really helps us out, helps grow the show, helps us be able to sit down and bring you the awesome content that we can. Please remember to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join our Discord, and check out our website. All of our social links and more can be found there, www.boostoverball.com. And from everyone's favorite Grand Plats and former experts, as always, please remember to choose Boost over Ball.
Thank you for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website, www.boostoverball.com, and rate us wherever you listen to podcasts.